Hi everyone, I'm Gina from Gina K Designs and your host of Stamp TV. Today on Stamp TV, I'm going to take you back to an oldie but goodie technique using baby wipes and reinkers. Let me show you the tools and products you're going to need to make today's card project. First, you're going to need some ink, and the ink pads that I'm using are Jelly Bean Green, Turquoise Sea, and Bubblegum Pink. Then you're going to also need some reinkers, and I'm using the same colors, Jelly Bean Green, Turquoise Sea, and Bubblegum Pink. Then I also have a couple other ink pads here. I have a Memento ink pad, and this is the Tuxedo Black, and I have a Jet Black Stazon ink pad. For the stamp set, I'm going to be using the brand new Spring Fling stamp set by Beth Saleka. This stamp set is filled with cute little animal images and then this nice solid image that you can stamp inside the different bodies. And it's got some real fun springtime and Easter greetings. So I'm going to do a card that says Spring Blessings. So those stamps are missing. But you can also do Happy Spring, Think Spring. So there's a lot of fun things that you can do throughout the entire springtime season. Then I'm going to use some scissors, and I have a little jelly roll pen here, the Sakura Stardust pen, and this is the clear star. I have some Zots, I have some foam squares, and I have a die, and the die that I'm using is from the Cottage Cutz dies. This is the double-stitched oval, one of them from the set. For cardstock, I'm going to use some Bubblegum Pink for my card base, and then I'm also going to use some black Onyx, some plain white, and then I'm going to use some glossy white cardstock. I also have my mini Misti here. Of course, you can use your regular Misti, and I've set up the greeting so that it's right in the right spot. And I'm using the Misti on this one because I'm using glossy cardstock and Stazon ink. And I've found that when I try to do that by hand, it kind of slips around a little bit. So I get a little bit better control with the Misti. And then I'm going to use some baby wipes, and I just have a pack of the Huggies baby wipes here, and I also have my Cuttlebug so I can do some die cutting. So let me grab a baby wipe out of here. Now you really only need one baby wipe for this technique, and I have just a piece of paper here that I'll be using for kind of scrap paper. All right, and I'm going to fold this baby wipe into thirds. And then I'm going to fold it in half and then in half again. And this baby wipe is going to become my tool for creating a fun plaid background. When I think of plaid, I always think of spring. For some reason, it just feels so springy. Now, this technique definitely works best on glossy cardstock. You can try it on regular cardstock, but glossy cardstock seems to work really well. And I found a whole bunch of old glossy cardstock pieces that I bought for printing photos on. And I really don't print photos very much anymore on my own. I usually send out for those or I keep them digitally. So I've been using some of those as well, and they work really nicely. Okay, so I'm going to create a tool here using my reinkers. I'm going to start with my Jelly Bean Green reinker, and I'm going to do one dot here and then one dot over here. Just make sure you have enough loaded on there, maybe 2 dots or 3 dots. Then I'm going to grab my Turquoise Sea, and I'm going to do the same thing. You want to leave a little space in between them. And then my last one is going to be Bubblegum. And they don't have to necessarily be evenly spaced because a lot of time plaid isn't. All right, so I'm going to start on this side, and I'm just going to take this tool and I'm going to slide it down my piece of glossy cardstock. And I'm going to start just a little bit off so I get a nice clean streak like that. And you can go back over it again if it's not perfect. You see the way I just turned that around to fix that? Now I'm going to flip the piece of cardstock around because I want my pink to be right on that pink line again. And I'm going to do the same thing. And then I'm going to Do the last one here like that. Now I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just stroke it down like that and turn it and match up the pink line to the pink line and do it again. I love the plaid backgrounds that you can make using a baby wipe because they're not perfect. They're very whimsical, and I think that that's really sweet and fun, especially for these springtime cards. Wouldn't this make an adorable background for a new baby card or for any kind of card that's just sweet and whimsical? All right, I'm going to put this aside for a second, and I'm going to grab a plain piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to stamp a few bunnies. So let me grab that bunny image, and I'm going to put that onto my acrylic block. And then I'm going to start right in the center. I'm going to ink this up with a little bit of Memento ink. And that's going to go right into the center. Then I'm going to ink that up again, and I'm going to stamp one to the left, and one to the right. Like that. So now I have 3 cute little bunnies, and I just want to make sure they fit in my oval, and they do, so that's going to be my focal image. So now my next step is going to be to add some solid color to this, and I'm going to do that using the solid egg image from this stamp set right here, this one. Let me grab another acrylic block, and this is very, very easy to line up. Some little hair on that or something. Okay, so I'll do my Bubblegum Pink one first. I'm going to ink that all up with some Bubblegum Pink. And excuse my head if it gets in the way. I'm going to stamp that right down onto the little bunny. And then I'm going to grab that baby wipe that I was using before and just flip it inside out. I'm going to just wipe that egg off so I can go to my next color. My next color is going to be the jelly bean. I'm going to ink this up with jelly bean. I've got a little bit, let me just wipe this off with a paper towel because it looks like I have a little bit of lint from the baby wipe. And I don't know if they make lint-free baby wipes or not, but if they do, that might be good to get. All right, and we're going to stamp this right on this guy, like that. And then my last one is going to be in Turquoise Sea. And there we go. So now I have my 3 cute little bunnies. If you ever get a little shallow spot because you have a little spot on your stamp of some sort, you can just ink up your thumb a little bit and just fill it in. Not your thumb, your pinky. You can also use an eraser too to add a little bit. You can just dab the eraser on there and then just fill it in because an eraser is made of rubber, and so that's just like a stamp. Okay, so now my next step is going to be to cut out this greeting using my Cuttlebug. I've got an A and a B plate. And then I'm going to lay my 3 cute little bunnies down and grab that die. And I want to cut those out. All right. Let's see what we have here. So there they are, the 3 cute little bunnies cut out with a double-stitched oval. All right, I'm going to put that aside for just a second, and then we're going to assemble this card. Here's There's my little background. Isn't that fun that the background just perfectly matches the little bunnies because of using the ink for the background? Okay, so now I'm going to grab a piece of black cardstock, and that really makes that background pop. And let me grab some of my tape. All right, I'm going to tape these two layers together. And that gives me that cute little border. And then I found in my stash this really cute green ribbon. I thought it was so cute. It looks just like the jelly bean green. So I wasn't sure what color ribbon to use. I was thinking about using black, and then I was thinking about using pink, and then green. So I wanted to try this one with this jelly bean green plaid ribbon. And then I also have one to show you that I did with my black ribbon. But before I do this part, I am going to stamp that greeting on there. So I have my Misti here, and I have these magnets, and you do want to be careful with the magnets. So I have it in the corner here, and I just want to see if that's lined up nicely, and it is. That looks very nice. So I'm going to put a magnet down just to hold everything in place. And then I'm going to ink up the Misti using some Stazon ink. I find that the Stazon dries very quickly, and it really works well for any kind of glossy surface. So I'm going to stamp that here, put a little bit of pressure, and there we go. Now, if it's not perfect, you know what you can do. You can re-ink it because it's the Misti, and stamp it again. And I think the only reason why this didn't stamp well is because I forgot to clean it last night. And if you don't clean Stazon off your stamps right away, that's not a good thing. Okay, so now we have the perfect spring blessings. Now let's go back and finish the ribbon. So I'm going to put the ribbon up here a little bit because I want to make sure that my focal image doesn't get onto my greeting. So that looks like a good place for it. All right, and add a little bit of tape on the back for this ribbon. And then I'm going to add my focal image on with some of the foam squares. And it doesn't matter, you can use white ones, you can use black ones. I just happen to have quite a few of the black ones left, so I've been using those a lot, even though this is a springtime card. Okay. And then I'm going to place that right about here. And then that whole panel is going to go onto my Bubblegum Pink card base. So let me move this just a little bit. I'm so picky about things being straight. Okay. And this is going to go onto the card base right about here. Okay, so now, of course, this calls for a double looped bow. Has to be a cute little spring bow. So I'm going to grab the tail with my pinky and my thumb, and I'm going to wrap it around my fingers twice. And then the tail's going to go through here. You guys have seen me do this so much, you could probably say this along with me. And then my tail is going to go over the loop and through the loop. So over and through. Over and through, and then pull it toward my elbow. This kind of ribbon is so cute with this kind of bow. All right. It's a very soft ribbon. It's nice. And then I will cut my tails here. And then we'll put that on with a Zot. Get my Zots here. And grab one of those and just pop that onto the back of the ribbon or the bow. And then we'll add that right here onto the side. And then you can play with the tails and make them just perfect the way you want them. And there is my finished card project. Now I want to show you the one that I did with the black ribbon. I don't know which one you're going to like better. This black might be just a little bit too much for a springtime card, and it would probably look really pretty with white as well. But I had to try it both ways, especially because I like to accent my cards using black. So I wanted to see which one looked better. So I'll let you decide. There are my two finished cards. Put my scissors there to hold that down. So which one do you like better? The one with the gingham ribbon, the jelly bean green gingham ribbon, or the one with the black elegant ribbon? I hope you've enjoyed today's Stamp TV video. Stay tuned to Stamp TV for more projects, and thanks so much for watching.